big elephant in the room is the travel ban that was announced this week by the administration. To me, travel ban is really an anti-Iran axis thing, but they took Syria out because Syria is the ally now. They took over the government. But Iran's and Venezuela the biggest numbers. We're getting people from Burma or some all these other countries who got like green card lottery winners, and they're like, "What do we do now? Like this sucks." And a lot of people who are student visa holders or not visa, they want to get student visas. They're about to come, and they can't. That's been a really messed up situation for them. Now, the thing about this travel ban is most likely it's going to pass muster when it comes to court filings and litigation. That's, as you know, last time essentially they said this is prerogative of the executive branch. Their interesting thing was if you have Iranian cases, the big thing is there's an exception for immediate relative cases. That's a plus. So spouse, parent, and child of a U.S. citizen. Now they said they're gonna have heightened scrutiny, so potential DNA test. I'm not sure if that's gonna happen. That's gonna really really messy. Or for marriage cases, they're gonna want more bona fides. That's weird. Unfortunately, K1s weren't included in that for the people who have total bans. Like Iran won't be able to do a fiance visa, but Venezuela can because they got a partial one. They just banned certain like student visas and B1, B2s and immigrant visas for them too for Venezuela. But that exception for married spouse, immediate relatives exists. But this goes one of those things. It's like you saw this during the travel ban during the COVID for the pandemic. They made exceptions for spouses and stuff like that. It's very rarely wise to do a fiance visa unless the people really want it. They don't know each other well enough, or like they just met like yesterday and decided to get married. Almost always, unless it's to get a marriage green card. Now I say that I just had a consultation where I recommend someone do a K1. The reason for that is they wanted to come enter the United States faster and get a work permit faster because they had like medical school stuff coming up. So they wanted to register in time and all that kind of stuff. But normally I would say marriage green card all the way. And even for the last 5 years, I would say marriage, no fiance visa in for timelines because the I-129F was taking so long, like 12 to 18 months, and the I-130 was faster. But according to government stats, they're saying the I-129F is taking 5.7 months right now, as opposed to I-130 is taking 14 months or something. So going on a non-Trump tangent, but it's a broader picture is almost always marriage green card makes sense. I-130, except for rare instances, what's really very case and fact specific to want to recommend a K1. But that situation there for Iran, they also have this other exception where if you're like a religious or ethnic minority that persecuted, they could do that. So that's another option that we're pursuing, trying to get evidence of the people being part of that group to help these Iranian cases get through. But we're still waiting on it. We don't know what's going on. Maybe there's going to be a waiver, maybe there's not. Who knows? Like even these cases from these countries get administrative processing anyway, so they're stuck a lot of times regardless of a travel ban, forever for them to get issued. But it's really going to mess up a lot of the universities are going to go semi-bankrupt because there's so much money to be lost there. Tourism is already going to take a hit. New York was publishing some numbers like 2 million less tourists this year. I would imagine even more than that are not going to come to the United States. So it's a direct, hit toward the tourist economy, towards the education economy. It's a wild situation.